Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. Paul Heyman hasn't been on WWE television since Solo Sikoa's bloodline took him out ruthlessly. While it wasn't specified where exactly it was, a 60-year-old WWE legend posted a photo alongside the Wiseman expressing his love for him. This was none other than the Boogeyman. The Wiseman Paul Heyman was briefly referenced on the October 18th episode of SmackDown, with Roman Reigns stating that had he been around, JUSO would have likely been on their side already. This came after Jay seemingly rejected Reigns backstage for a reunion against the New Bloodline. Meanwhile, the retired WWE legend The Boogeyman posted a photo of himself alongside Paul Heyman backstage, saying, "Love this guy." Last week, the Boogeyman was confirmed to be backstage during SmackDown. In case some fans didn't know, the former rival of Booker T is on a WWE Legends contract and usually appears for backstage promotional material or other types of content. However, the reason behind his presence last week wasn't yet known. Perhaps he was around the show and decided to pop in. Either way, it's intriguing that he posted that photo along with Heyman when he did, as the Wiseman's return is anticipated by the WWE Universe, as many believe he will come back any week now. It'll be interesting to see what difference he can make to the original bloodline. The wrestling world was buzzing after a cryptic social media post from a 60-year-old WWE legend, one that could change the landscape of WWE SmackDown in ways no one saw coming. The legend, who had largely stepped away from the ring in recent years, posted a photo on Instagram last night that quickly caught fire among fans and insiders alike. In the photo, the legend was standing side by side with Paul Heyman backstage at last week's SmackDown, both men with knowing smiles on their faces, as if they were in on a secret no one else knew. The wrestling community erupted into speculation. Was this a sign of an alliance? A new storyline? Or perhaps, a return to the ring for one of WWE's most celebrated legends? The legend, a storied career. The legend in question was none other than the enforcer himself, Arn Anderson. Having spent years as a cornerstone of professional wrestling, Arn was widely respected not only for his in-ring abilities, but for his backstage knowledge and mentorship. As a member of the Four Horsemen and later a vital part of WWE's creative team, Anderson had seen and done it all. Although he had retired from in-ring competition decades earlier, his presence was still felt throughout the industry. He had been managing talents in AEW in recent years, but the sight of him backstage at WWE sent the rumor mill into overdrive. Could Arn Anderson be returning to WWE in some capacity? And, more intriguingly, why was he standing with Paul Heyman, one of the most influential figures in modern wrestling? Paul Heyman's influence. Paul Heyman is a master of manipulation and strategy, a man who has led superstars like Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns to unprecedented heights. His mind for the business is unmatched, and his ability to recognize and capitalize on opportunities is legendary. Seeing Heyman with Arn Anderson led to endless speculation. What could these two be planning? Heyman had been navigating the complex situation within the bloodline, with Roman Reigns taking time off and Solo Sikoa rising to prominence. Heyman's influence over SmackDown was undeniable, and many wondered if he was looking to strengthen his grip on the blue brand. Could Arn Anderson be the missing piece in Heyman's plan to keep the bloodline dominant in Reigns' absence? Or was Heyman orchestrating something entirely new, perhaps a storyline that would shake the very foundation of WWE? Backstage conversations. Sources from within WWE quickly began to leak details of Arn Anderson's appearance backstage at SmackDown. According to one insider, Anderson was seen deep in conversation with Heyman for most of the night, with both men occasionally glancing at the monitor during matches. Whatever they were discussing, it was clear that it had the potential to be a game-changer for the company. Other reports suggested that Anderson had been approached by WWE officials weeks prior about a possible return in a creative or managerial role. Although Anderson had been content working outside of WWE for some time, the allure of being part of a major storyline on SmackDown may have been too tempting to pass up. Adding fuel to the fire, several SmackDown stars were seen approaching Anderson throughout the night, paying their respects and asking for advice. Anderson's legendary status made him a revered figure among today's roster, and his presence seemed to energize the backstage environment. A new alliance? The sight of Arn Anderson standing with Paul Heyman raised questions about what kind of alliance might be forming. Was Anderson set to manage a new star under Heyman's guidance, or would he serve as a strategic advisor to the Bloodline? The possibilities were endless, but one rumor that quickly gained traction was the idea that Anderson could be brought in to mentor Solo Sikoa, the powerhouse of the Bloodline. Solo had been on a tear since Roman Reigns' hiatus, but there was still a sense that the young star could benefit from a seasoned mind like Anderson's. Heyman, always one to surround himself with brilliant strategists, might be looking to build a new dynasty around Solo, with Anderson's guidance ensuring that the Samoan star reaches his full potential. Another intriguing possibility was that Anderson and Heyman were planning something entirely separate from the Bloodline. A new faction or storyline that would elevate fresh talent while shaking up the established order of SmackDown. Anderson's old-school mentality combined with Heyman's innovative storytelling could result in one of the most compelling narratives WWE has seen in years. Fan reaction. Fans immediately took to social media to express their excitement and curiosity. Memes, theories, and dream bookings flooded Twitter and Reddit, with many fans speculating that Anderson could be brought in to help elevate the next generation of WWE stars. Arn Anderson and Paul Heyman working together? This could be huge. SmackDown is about to get even more interesting, **** tweeted one fan. If Arn's back in WWE and working with Heyman, Solo Sikoa is going to be unstoppable. Can't wait to see what they do, ***, said another. Others began to fantasy book potential scenarios, from Anderson turning heel and joining the Bloodline to Anderson forming his own stable to rival them. The post had opened up a world of possibilities, and fans were eager to see how it would all unfold. What's next? As the dust settled from the social media frenzy, all eyes turned toward the next episode of SmackDown. Would Arn Anderson make a live appearance? Would Paul Heyman reveal the nature of their meeting? And, perhaps most importantly, how would Roman Reigns react if Anderson was indeed brought into the Bloodline storyline? For now, the future remains uncertain, but one thing is clear: Arn Anderson's post alongside Paul Heyman has the potential to alter the course of WWE SmackDown. Whether it leads to a new alliance, a major storyline shift, or the rise of a new faction, the wrestling world is once again captivated by the possibilities. As fans await SmackDown, they'll be watching closely, ready for whatever twists and turns lie ahead.